What is up, YouTube? We are here on day 2 of Delve, just giving you a quick look, a quick glimpse at where we're at. I'm playing hardcore, and this is my second character. My first character died in the Chamber of Innocence late on day 1, I guess, early Saturday morning U.S. time. Died to the Chamber of Innocence. Died when he had less than 10% HP. Anyway, that video is up on YouTube. Terrible, terrible quality, but you can go check it out and watch me for the first rip of the new league here in Delve. We're on our second go around, same character, going for eventually what will be an Infernal Blow Chieftain, but right now I am loving using the new Herald of Purity, which gives you flat physical bonus as well as summons some Sentinels of Purity all around you, which are great. I love that they're homing, and so they go to draw aggro, and one of the things that I love about just having minions around you in this game is that they'll take aggro, but they'll also show you where there are enemies, maybe even off-screen enemies, and they'll start approaching that direction for where baddies are. One of the things that I loved about playing SRS early on in my PoE playing days was that they would home in on the bad guys and you wouldn't necessarily have to aim. And that brings me to the second skill that I am really enjoying using, which is Consecrated Path. So Consecrated Path, you can see my character just jumping around here at the start of Act 5. Consecrated Path, the best analogy that I've seen so far for it is that it is an AoE flicker strike. That's essentially what it does. It teleports you to the enemy that you were attacking with it, and then it drops consecrated ground. That's the slam effect that you're seeing all around the character. It drops that consecrated ground all around, which gives you a bunch of regen while you're still attacking. So it's both a movement skill as well as basically a regen skill, while also dealing a bunch of damage. So really enjoying that Consecrated Path gameplay so far. I think it's been great. I've survived through a bunch of stuff that was previously rather scary. All of my gear so far, each piece of gear except for the tabula, has been something that I've either purchased for a chaos or I've crafted myself. Got some really high physical and elemental DPS one-handers, and was able to get those both for 1C. You can simply sort if you're using the official trade website. You can simply sort by selecting the maximum allowable level that you're at for the level requirement on the item, and then simply sort by physical DPS, which is great to give yourself some DPS early on. I was using Sunder as well as Heavy Strike, so Sunder for clear and then Heavy Strike for bossing prior to picking up Consecrated Path. And now that I'm just using Consecrated Path, it's pretty much clearing everything along with the combination of Smite. So running Herald of Purity right now, or sorry, not Smite, Herald of Purity is the combination with Consecrated Path. So running Herald of Ash, Herald of Purity along with Consecrated Path, and that's pretty much clearing everything. Got, of course, in Act 4, my Cast When Damage Taken, Immortal Call, and Warlord's Mark set up, which is great. And so far I'm just cruising along, getting ready to fight Innocence again, so we'll see if I survive that fight. That's where I lost my last hardcore character yesterday, so we'll see if I'm able to survive that fight yet or not. It is a massive DPS and HP check. And the biggest tip that I give for folks fighting against Innocence, it's really not Innocence's slam that you got to worry about. It's when he moves across the room and leaves a bunch of sparks behind. The individual sparks themselves don't hurt that much, but when you get hit by 4 or 5 of them, maybe there are 4 or 5 particles as they spread out, that does a ton of damage to you. So you want to watch out for that. And then you also want to watch out for when he stands and channels in a section of the room, and then he sends out the orbs in a large circular motion. Those orbs can really hurt. Again, same thing as the sparks. It's not that each individual orb hurts a bunch, but it's that as you're trying to stand and avoid different orbs, they stack up quite a bunch. So it's almost similar in effect to the Shaper bullet storm effect, but you don't have Zana there to hide in the bubble. When you're fighting the Shaper, Zana is there, and I'm sure those of you that have seen either my fight against the Shaper or other people fight against the Shaper, you know that there's a phase where Zana is there, and if you stand inside her bubble, you are perfectly protected from the Shaper bullet storm. However, if you stand outside of Zana's bubble, you're going to die, because that bullet storm is ridiculous, the amount of damage it does. And it's very similar with Innocence. You just don't want to get hit by the balls that pulsate out, by the orbs that pulsate out from him when he's channeling. And that's what killed me before. So definitely want to watch out for that. So I'm excited for the DPS check. Malachi was a breeze with this setup. Did heavy strike. I mean, it took like a couple of hits and Malachi just went down again, and that's credit to just searching for one chaos items basically for my DPS on both of these one-handers, and it's just proven to be really, really strong. So anyway, how is your delve going so far? Are you playing hardcore or softcore? Leave us a comment down below to let us know what league you're playing in and how your progress is going. And as always, check back for more Delve news. We'll be taking a look at the economy later on today, both in hardcore and softcore, just to see how things are going over there for the trade economy. So anyway, have a great rest of your day, Exiles, and stay safe.